Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another exciting edition of my Grue Rume Show. And for the Grue Rume Show today, we got a very special one as we are going to do the 35th anniversary of the killer Klowns from Outer Space, one of my favorite horror movies of all time. And I got the main couple from the movie, one of the clowns and one of the stunt guys. And we're going to talk about the 35th anniversary of the killer Klowns from Outer Space. So I am Rocco Cross. I am the host at Stutters, and I am the host of the Grue Room. And my interview with the 35th anniversary of the killer Klowns from Outer Space will be coming up very soon. This is my Grue Room, and welcome to my nightmare. Stay tuned. Okay, guys, welcome to Grue, and I'm so happy for this. Like, thank you all for coming on, and for anyone that is not, if anyone who don't know about the killer Klowns from Outer Space, I don't know how they wouldn't know about the movie, but if they don't know about it, can you each tell us all who you are in the movie?
Yeah, I play Mike Tobacco. I'm the one of the young guys that's trying to save the world from those scary evil killer clowns down below or up above.
Well, my name is Mike Martinez, and I started out as being one of the stunt guys in the show, and ended up playing a number of the clowns when they had to get shot, beat up, or hit by vans or something, And then I also doubled Michael Siegel, who was one of the Terenzi brothers. So I was kind of all over the place on the show.
Clown of all trades.
Yeah.
And I'm Harrod Blank, and I showed up to be an extra, to be in a crowd scene, and I was on the UC Santa Cruz basketball team, and they said, you're pretty in good shape, and like you could handle this costume, you'd be interested in playing a clown or trying it? And I said, sure. And that's what got me going. And then they asked me if I was busy for 2 weeks, and I said, no, I can do this. And that was it. And here we are. How many years later is this?
35 years.
35 years later.
Yes. Wow. That is amazing.
Man.
Like when this film first was made and you were all in it, like 35 years later, did you ever think the film would still be this big? Like, I personally think with the fan base now, the horror fan base, that the film is even bigger now than it was when it first came out.
Oh, I personally think, yeah, just from my own personal empirical experience. Oh, Suzanne's saying, can you send her a link? Maybe she can still jump on.
Oh.
So yeah, I think look, it was hard to read a script like Killer Klowns when it came in. I mean, it was so different and so off the wall and so kooky and so unique that, there was already kind of a favorite cult movie, which you don't hear about much anymore, but it was pretty popular back then. It was called The Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, right?
Yes.
And so, as you see the killer Klowns from Outer Space, and you read all this kooky stuff, and you kind of picture in your mind, wow, this is something kind of crazy. This could actually end up being a cult movie, right? But the thing is a cult movie is such a unbelievably slow burn to create a cult movie, and there's all different kinds. You know what I mean? In other words, I had this other movie that I did not too far before, It became kind of a cult movie in the kind of summer TNA space back in the 80s. It was called Hard Bodies.
Yes.
And
yes.
And Hard Bodies was like, I call it like the tortoise and the hare, you know, it jumped out to the early lead where the Killer Klowns, you know, it had like a bigger theatrical release. It was a bigger studio, it was Columbia Pictures. And it, you know, it jumped on all of the, you know, Cinemaxes and USA channels and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, I remember like all of a sudden having this surge of people coming up to me, oh, you're the dude from Hard Bodies, you know, Scotty Palmer. And then kind of, and then in Killer Klowns was just, you know, every once in a while, somebody would come up and say, do you in that movie? And, but it was like slowly over the years, you know, the hair kind of like took a few rests and the tortoise kept on catching up. And pretty soon, you know, I don't really, I mean, every once in a while, somebody will say, you know, oh, I came out to California because I saw Hard Bodies, you know, cool, pretty girls in bikinis and summer and beaches. But I mean, especially, I don't know, you could ask the guys, but in the last 10 years, since really when I started doing the conventions, even in that last 10 years, I would say it's in the popularity of the movie and the cult status and the fan base, along with all of the, you know, the toys and the re-releases and the steel boxes, and now the, you know, Mike Massari's great soundtrack being released on LP, and the animatronics and the Universal Studios, you know, it's all kind of contributed, right? It's kind of contributed to building it up to a place that I honestly, I never thought of. It's just like a wild ride in a sense, you know?
Yeah, and it's funny because it doesn't seem like we haven't even hit a plateau yet. It's just kind of continuing to grow, you know, especially with the game coming out now.
Yeah.
You know, you never know where it's going to go.
Exactly. I mean, I remember my first convention I went on, I was kind of like, really, a convention? Who wants to, you know, to see me from Killer Klowns at a convention? And I went there and I was really surprised that there was people that were really into it. But I wasn't really sure if I even wanted to do another one because, you know, I mean, like, it was a lot of time sitting around, you know, waiting for people. And, you know, you've seen a lot of movies where, you know what I mean? Like, you know, the Tim Allen type of movie where, you know, it's the end of your career and you're signing autographs at the convention and you think, oh my God, do I really want this slow drip torture? So I kind of, you know, did one or two here or there, and then, you know, would just say yes every once in a while, mostly to hang out with Mike and Harrod and Suzanne and Kyoto Brothers sometimes, just because we were, you know, we were kind of becoming we already were, but we were kind of coming more and more of our kind of Killer Klowns family. But then it just all of a sudden started becoming more and more, and that's when it started becoming really fun. You know what I mean? Because all of a sudden, you know, you're not there sitting around, you're talking to people, first, second, third generations of families, you know, people coming in with their grandkids saying, you know, like my dad turned me on to this, and then he turned me on to that, and you know what I mean? And that's when it started becoming really fun, because it's no fun to be sitting at a table, you know, feeling like you know, an actor whose career has sailed by, and waiting for people to come up. But it's a lot of fun to be talking to excited fans that, you know, really got a kick and love and are into Killer Klowns.
Definitely. Harry, how about you? Like, how do you feel about like the whole Killer Klowns craze from when it started until now?
I'm tickled pink. I mean, this is so surreal. It's a surreal ride that keeps going. Like, I'm ready for the next chapter, though. I'd love to do part 2. You know, shooting in New Orleans. That would be the ultimate for me, is a sequel, or even a series of shorts or skits. I would just love to do anything with any of these guys.
Definitely.
It'd be funny
I think
to see Fatso walking down the street at Bourbon Street with his silly straw and his, stumbling along with his, cotton candy cocoon that he's getting drunk. Oh! Fatso throws up and then keeps on drinking.
There you go. I think all the Killer Clown fans like definitely want to see a part 2 to the movie. Like it's been talked about since the first movie came out, and all these years later, like everyone's still waiting to see it. So I don't know what's in the cards for it, but we're all hoping for a second one.
We're all hoping for it. We came kind of close a few years back. And there was a couple of screw ups, with the rights and things like that. But I know the Kyoto brothers are kind of ongoing conversations, trying to kick something off. So, we're all just kind of crossing our fingers and hoping we get some news to that extent pretty soon.
Oh yeah, but you guys they're making video game finally for the Killer Clowns, and that's really, really awesome. I mean, it's not the second film, but for the Killer Clown fans, it's definitely like they're very happy to see a video game that's going to be made.
Right.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's neat. We kind of I think we all just get a big kick out of every convention we go to, seeing what new stuff people are bringing to be signed. For a long time, it was just kind of like, the little, we'd sign our normal pictures, but people would bring up little pops and things like that. And then all of a sudden it became, the clown guns became really popular. And then, there was all sorts of fan art kind of stuff like dioramas and this and that. But now, I mean, it's like, you just don't know what. People bring in their old VHSs, their DVDs, even their old, every once in a while we see a laser disc, but people are now like crazy bringing in these awesome, have you seen the John Massari LPs?
No.
Oh, yeah. They're really gorgeous. Like they're vinyl LPs with beautiful artwork on the cover, and they're really like a collector's item. I'm so excited because John texted me and he says he's been trying to get on for 20 minutes. Suzanne,
really?
Yeah. Did you send her the single link where you just push on it and it goes?
Well, yeah. I sent the one. Me, you, and her are all in that chat, and I sent it to the chat, and you were able to get on it.
I just pushed the one button.
Yeah.
Sometimes people give you kind of funky instructions, and you push the one thing, and then it says, "Please put in this number and that," and that's when I get all confused. But yours was simple. It was like boom, and there you go.
When I hit the link, it said it wasn't supported by my browser, so I just went into Zoom and typed in the meeting ID and the password, and that was it.
Gotcha.
That's what I did too.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I text that to Suzanne. Yeah.
Oh wait, here we go.
Wait.
Okay. I think she's in.
There she is.
Hey,
Hey, how's it going?
I didn't have 3 of the numbers. I didn't have 870.
Oh no.
870 309.
Oh, sorry, guys. How are you?
I'm good. How about you?
You having fun with these 3?
Of course, yes.
I get to hang with them all the time. I'm the lucky one.
Right? There you go. Well, the question I asked all of them that I'm going to ask you now is, from when the Killer Clowns first came out up until now, like how do you feel about how big the film has gotten from when it first came out until now?
I don't think I have any words really, right? It was the Kyotos were these wonder kids, right? And the
Mhm.
script was really unusual, and I got to play like a final girl and a girl that was intelligent that didn't have to
You
take
notice
off
she says
her
a final
clothes.
girl. In other words, she doesn't get. She's not.
I
It's
don't
not like
die.
one of the Friday the 13th kind of knock girls that gets knocked
Yeah.
out.
And so there were a lot of positives to that, right? And then we got to shoot in this amazingly beautiful place.
Mhm.
And got to learn a lot, but it didn't seem like it was going to do anything when it first came out. I mean, really nothing. It got good reviews
Yeah.
from some people. And so it's different now. It's not like an actress looking at it almost. It's more like a human and the human connections that we have with the people.
Interesting differentiation.
You know what I mean? Though it's not like a young actress. So I've just got to get another job so I can get another job or get another job, but it's this human connection that's been so special, and the fans and the people that love it, and it's kind of taught me or shown me a whole new appreciation actually for the movie. If
Mhm.
say that.
Definitely. Like the fan base for the Killer Clowns is just so big now. From like everyone was saying, like from the toys, the video games, the Halloween costumes. Universal Studios has their own Killer Clowns thing. Like
Mhm.
it's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What blows me away is every once in a while, the fans will make a piece of art and give it to us as presents, as a thank you for having made the movie. Like we had, something to do with getting it made and making it, but they, I don't know how many pieces of art that I've been given from the fans, paintings and sculptures of the clowns that they've hand carved, things like that. It's amazing.
Wow.
True. It's pretty cool.
Oh wow.
I'll never. You know what I'll never forget what I thought was kind of a turning point. It was very funny for me at the time, but I had a friend that was just a huge Killer Clowns fan.
Okay.
And he's an ex-friend because we don't speak anymore. But at time, I'm sure he's still a big Killer Clowns fan. Probably everybody but Mike Tobacco. But at the time, he was going through a really rough patch, and he was really depressed about his life. And I was trying to cheer him up, and hey, you've got so much going on for you. You should feel better. And he shot back at me, yeah, you're one to talk. If I had done something like Killer Clowns, a true signature thing in my life, I would feel that way too, right? It was like hilarious to me at the time, but looking back, like it was an indication that people, they were people just really loved the movie, right? It's people have a crazy reaction to it. Some people do. I mean, some people still just they kind of roll their eyes and say, what are you, or they flip around like this and they say, what do people, I don't see what you see in this cookie movie. But so we admit, it's not Frozen. It's not like for everybody, but for the people who love it, they get so much joy out of it, and we get so much joy out of them.
Definitely, yes. And for me, like the scene that I love the most from the movie is what are you gonna do? Knock my block off, and boom, the head comes rolling off. Like which scene do you all love the best from Killer Clowns?
I like the puppet scene.
Yes.
The hand puppet, not the hand puppet, the shadow puppet scene. The shadow puppet scene is by far my favorite.
What about you guys?
Well, I enjoyed doing the floating clown bit, smashing the car off the cliff and everything. I got to play around with a contraption the day before in the parking lot and everything. And it ended up turning, the scene almost got lost because of the footage got damaged, but they were able to save it. Thank goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like sucking the blood out of the cocoon. That was pretty surreal. Yeah, that was fun.
Those were cool. This big sippy, those really fun
Mhm.
straws.
Big sippy straws.
The big straws, yes.
You know, I still say this, you know, my favorite line in the entire movie was from like a local extra that played the guard at the amusement thing. I just like every time I hear it, I just think, my gosh, if that isn't like the most perfect line reading when he says, he looks and he goes, "What are you gonna do with those pies, boys?" And you know, it's got to be right up there with you know, what are you gonna do? Knock my block off, right?
Yes,
Right.
yes.
And then I just remember that you know, it was really fun because when, you know, when all the pies come flying out at him, you know, when all the clowns come out of the clown car and line up, well, that was actually all of us, basically everybody that wasn't, you know, holding a camera or a, you know, or a lighting scrim or something like that, had 2 pies, 1 in each hand. And it was like 1, 2, 3. That's what you call old school, right?
Yeah.
PI, no special effects. It's all the people in the cast and crew throwing those pies.
Oh my God, yes. And do you have a kill that from the movie that you all love the best?
Mine would probably be maybe that one. You know,
Okay,
or
the pie scene.
the knock my or maybe the knock my block off one. I mean, those two are,
Yes.
I think, by far for me the most. I mean, you know, to me the movie isn't really that scary. It's more like, you know, trippy, fun, creepy.
Yes.
But the one part that to me is really spooky, it becomes spooky and weird and scary, is you know, the little girl that's with her mom in the
Oh yeah.
diner,
Right.
comes to the door and does. Was that one of you guys?
Yeah, that one. And, you know, John Vernon scares me a little bit when he's, you know, when he's the clown's puppet and then the clown takes his hand out and goes,
Oh, right.
That sound effect.
that sound effect, it was just like, "Roo." So I thought John was really a scary, kind of a scary kill too.
Oh,
I agree with the little things on his face.
Yeah.
And
right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
hey, Dave.
I had a guy tell me that the scene that scared him to death when he saw it, because he was younger when he saw it,
Mhm.
is when the kid goes to throw the garbage away into the dumpster, and then
Yes.
he gets yanked inside.
Oh,
For
yeah.
some reason, that freaked the guy out. And I met him at one of the horror cons, and I told him how I did it. And I said, well, the way the guy got pulled in is the guy who drove the car that got smashed off the hill, and he and I were inside the dumpster, and we're the ones who grabbed the guy and pulled him in. So I think he
We
that
all
made him
pitched
feel
in a
better.
lot in that movie. These two guys, I'm trying to think of a better name for them, the Jack in the Boxes of all trades.
That's a good one.
And what's your best kill of the movie, Harrod?
Oh, I think the one that Suzanne was referencing, actually. Yeah. And I actually knew that guy, the actor that played that clown, was the guy that I
Right.
played basketball against. And
Oh,
he
wow.
was a monster on the court. I mean, the guy's 6'11", maybe 340 pounds, 320, just a monster of a man. And you know, I could imagine him. I mean, that guy's grip. I mean, he could easily break my neck. That's how big this guy was. And you know, he was playing. What was the clown's name? Jumbo? Was it Jumbo?
I
Right?
don't
Was it-
remember.
I'm pretty sure.
I don't know. It was
I
pretty
think it
creepy
was
too when he
Jumbo.
does the.
But
when he hits him over the head with the flashlight and his head just goes.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, that was a scary one for me because I just know that man that played the clown, and I know how strong he was.
Wow.
It's just an amazing story. The guy was a pro basketball player, to be honest. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
I love when they use the sheriff Mooney when they're using him, you know, they kill him and they're using his voice to talk and stuff.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was my favorite too.
Yeah. And I love the theme song for the Killer Klowns from Outer Space. It's so good. It has like definitely a good rock beat to it. And I actually sang the song in karaoke one night. So.
They had a karaoke?
Really?
Yeah. Like I frequent this karaoke bar a lot, and I asked them to put the song in there, and they downloaded it and put it in there, and I sang it at the karaoke bar.
Well,
so you did.
Just looking.
We call that scarioke.
There was like one when I did this song, like there was one person at the bar that screamed, "Oh my God, it's the Killer Klowns movie!" Yes.
That is awesome. That is so awesome.
Yeah.
I love it.
So what I love about like the Killer Klowns again is like I love the theme song, and plus the music for the movie is so good. The soundtrack for the film is great. Did you all get a chance to like listen to the music from the movie?
Oh yeah. Well, you know, you got to make sure you get one of those of John Massari's new
definitely
vinyl LPs if you love the soundtrack.
Yes.
Yeah, John is such a nice guy that was the composer. He did such a great job for it. I don't know if you heard about this, but a few years back before COVID, he actually organized, it was one of the most fun nights, you know, I think I've ever had. It was, talk about surreal. Suzanne flew out to Los Angeles for it, and he rented like a big theater, and he actually had the Dickies there, you know, playing in like a pit at the theater as the movie played, and
wow.
And he had a full-blown orchestra that he conducted in the pit as well for, you know, during the movie on top of it, and Suzanne and I got up and it did like a little scene at the beginning from the movie, and they had photo ops with the clowns and all, just all sorts. People threw popcorn from the audience, and it was just like an amazing kind of live night of Killer Klowns, and you would have just loved it. I know he's trying to put those on at other places and stuff too. Yeah.
That would be awesome.
It was really
Philadelphia.
It was one of those nights where you just sit there and go, I can't even believe this is so awesome.
Wow. And this is a question for the guys that played the clowns. Like, was it hard to move around in the whole thing, the mask, the outfit? Like, was it hard to breathe and move in those clown costumes?
Yeah, it was kind of cumbersome because, you know, there were size 22 shoes for one thing, and they weren't hard to move in, but they were really hot because the masks aren't like the masks that are out now. They were foam latex, and so they were thick, and they had been formed around a face, and so when we put them on, we had to kind of press our face against it, get it to where we could see, and then they sealed it up the back. Either with Velcro, or sometimes they use crazy glue. Harrod has a nice story about that.
Yeah, they used airplane glue. Airplane glue, and they sealed that slit in the back with airplane glue, so you're locked in. I mean, they have to cut the costume with a razor blade.
Oh my
They
God.
go down that seal with a razor blade. And so, I mean, I'm trying to imagine if they did another one and I got put in another costume. Now I feel like I get claustrophobic and I want to get out of that thing. And when we do photo shoots now, I'm having trouble breathing. I say, hey, I got to take a break. But if you're doing a shoot and you're doing a scene and everybody's there working with you, you can't say, hey, I need a break. Or yeah, I got high as a kite when they sealed me in the popcorn gun scene in the elevator.
Yeah.
And they said action, and I come out, and I'm kind of high and like just kind of floating. And Steven, the director, said, no, Harrod, wait a minute. You've seen Rambo, right? I said, yeah, I've seen Rambo. And he goes, come out of that thing like Rambo, damn it. I'm like, okay. So I come Rambo, and I guess I did it right, but nobody told me there was a 2-foot drop off outside of my where I was coming out of the elevator, and I almost broke my leg. I swear to God, my foot went in there, and I just barely caught myself. So and the other thing that it had these motors in the eyes, and while you're doing the action, you hear, and then the mouth is like. And man, it is so surreal. It's very distracting. So between the glue, the airplane glue, and all these noises, and then what you're trying to do like Rambo, it's amazing it even got done. And I think we did it in 3 takes. That was it, 3 takes.
Yeah, the motors and the heads for the eyes and things. It was really loud because the sound was resonating through your skull.
Oh my God.
The whole thing. Yeah,
wow, that's nuts. And which clown do you all love the most from the movie? Do you all have the clown that you resonate with like the most?
Well, I resonate with Slim because I did him in a couple of scenes. That I spent 2 days in the Slim costume on a contraption for the smashing into the car, and so that's the one that I got used to.
I resonate with Rudy, which is not really the name that it was in the script. It was Stretch in the movie. Somehow the fans renamed these clowns, but I literally had a woman who was maybe between 20 and 30 tell me at the last convention, I'm going to get a tattoo of your face on my chest. I said, you are? My whole face on your chest? And I said, including your breast? And she says, yeah, including my breast. And her husband's, now how do you feel about that? And he goes, I kind of like it. I'm like, okay, whatever.
No, they wanted your face, or they wanted Rudy's face?
Not this face. Not this. Rudy. I already packed Rudy away. Rudy's face, not my face. Nobody wants my face.
I don't know. People can be kinky.
You're looking pretty good right now, Grant. I might want your face.
And what about Grant and Suzanne? Like, who are your favorite clowns?
My favorite was Shorty.
Yes, that's mine too. That's my his little gloves, his boxing gloves.
Yeah, boxing gloves, and getting out of the clown car, and he was just kind of a combination of funny, cute, and lethal.
True.
He kind of had, for me, a little bit more of a personality. I can't explain it, like a little bit more of a personality. Yeah, you kind of empathize with him out of all of them, I think.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
I mean, he was kind of the John Wick of like little clowns. Like, you took my bike.
John Wick.
Yeah, because I think Shorty did have probably the longest scene of any of the other clowns. Because he had the interaction with the biker and everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he had that one, and he had the clown car scene. I'm trying to think of anything else.
Oh, Cup, isn't he the one who popped up out of the pizza
Yeah,
box?
He
Yeah,
was in the pizza. Yeah. So,
yeah.
that's true.
Right.
Yes.
And wait till Harrod tells you how he was able to fold himself into that costume.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
He does a lot
Yeah.
of yoga.
That to fold yourself into that, okay.
It's funny because Harrod and I played a number of the clowns, but Shorty was only played by this little guy Gino,
Oh,
who
okay.
because the costume was made for him. Nobody else did. He was I can't remember how tall he was, but yeah, he was the only one who played Shorty.
Oh, okay. And do any of you own the Killer Clowns cotton candy gun? Like, do you go around shooting people with cotton candy guns?
Not yet.
I have it.
Oh, get out! You do?
I have it. I had everybody sign it. I love it. I think it's so cool. The lights and everything.
Oh my god, that's so awesome! Nice.
They came out with the life-size cotton candy with the face in it. Did you guys see this? It just came
Yes.
out. And
Yeah.
we're
Yes.
going to be signing those. I think in Dallas we'll be signing those. Big
Oh,
giant cocoon. Life-size.
Wow.
And I think there's an idea that Mike Nelson was going to propose of a cotton candy, and the person puts their face
Oh
in it,
yeah,
and then
the photo op thing. Yeah.
Photo op. These photo ops, man, are amazing. That's the best
They
value,
really
in
are.
my opinion. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, they have a whole kind of little Killer Clown set there, and the guys are in full costume, and it's a lot of fun.
Oh my god. See, if you guys ever come to Philly or Jersey and do like the photo op, I'm definitely doing it. Yeah, I'm definitely in.
I'm sure we'll be back at Cherry Hill before too long.
Okay.
Yeah,
There
I
you
bet
go.
we will too. For Horror Hound, right? Isn't that what it is?
Yeah, they got Horror Hound and Chiller and what's the other one?
I sometimes
Monster
forget which one is which. I just kind of
Mania.
remember where they are.
Oh yeah.
Of course,
Yeah.
if we go to Philadelphia again, we're going to have to run the Rocky stairs again too.
We
There you
do.
That's right.
Grant,
We did the
Grant and
slow
Mike and I
motion.
did that.
That's right.
I mean, did you just have the song playing too? Did you take out like your cell phone and have the song
I
playing while
think
you
we
were
were
running up?
probably doing a lot of, of like just voice trumpeting. Bum, 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 ba, da,
Right.
Had to do it.
And was there any funny, cool but stories that happened while you were all filming the Killer Clowns from Outer Space?
The one thing I remember is near the end, and I was in Rudy's costume. I had a baseball bat, and I was supposed to climb up to the top of the cake after you guys, and they wanted Grant to kick me off, right? And so Grant and I, we rehearsed it because he was being real gentle. Grant was kind of more pushing me, and I said, "Now give me a pop." So then he practiced that and everything. So then he finally got to where he could get a sound out of it. And then when we went to do it, he threw it perfect, hit me, and I went flying back. And John Allen is like, "Hey, Grant, take it easy, will you?" He didn't know that's what I wanted. Grant's looking at him like, but that's what he wanted.
I was always getting in trouble one way or another.
And what about the rest of you? Do you have any like funny stories from the set, or?
I remember the hallway. I tell this story a lot, but the hallway with all the balloons, they really filled it up with balloons.
Yeah.
And I couldn't get through it. They kept on losing me. I kept on falling in the balloons. So Grant and John had to help me go through the balloons.
Okay.
That was fun. You know, we kept on seeing, you know, we'd have like these little visits and have lunch and stuff like that while they were still building that. It had a big kind of warehouse that they were basically, while we were shooting the rest of the movie, they were building that and painting it all and fixing it all up. So, you know, there's a little kid in all of us. We couldn't wait to get to all of those things. Like we're going through the balloons and the ball pit and, you know, sliding down the banisters and all that kind of stuff. So that was a lot of fun.
Nice. And what about you, Howard? Like, did you have like any funny story from the set?
You know, that scene kind of exemplifies the movie in general for me. It was so surreal to be in costume, and you know, everything was moving, and you're with these large shoes and trying to keep your balance, and so it really made you have to be honest with what you're just trying to get through the damn thing. But it was a fun house. The movie was a fun house. The whole thing was like so surreal and magical, you know, like it was just, I don't know. I think that kind of sets the tone for the whole movie. That one scene, sort of just surreal and on the edge, super creative, colorful, hyper colorful. That was a cool scene, actually. I remember that one being difficult, actually, to just stay upright.
Nice. And what was something that you took from this, like, an experience, like from filming the Killer Klowns, that you took with you till now, like something, you know, what means the most to you from filming it all these years later, 35 years, that you're still going strong yet with the film?
You know what? I would just say our friendship, you know, I mean, we do have like a great family that you know, was kind of built back then and is kind of continued and just gotten stronger till now, you know, including the Kyotos and John Massari and you know, actually the one person that we have not really seen in all these years, but we're going to be seeing him actually this weekend in Texas. It'll be his first convention, is John L. Nelson, who plays Dave. But
Okay.
yeah, he's kind of been doing his own thing, but he's finally kind of coming to his first convention, so we'll be catching up with him. But for me, I would just say it's just the family relationship that the bonding that we've done over the years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I was gonna say these three. These three. And of
You know
course,
what's ironic about this, though? The irony is I didn't even know who Mike was because Mike was in costume. I was in costume. It's not like we looked at each other in the mirror and said, dude, you ready to play a scene? Let's put on a costume together. No, I never knew who was in the costumes. I had no idea. 35 years later, I meet Mike, or not 35, 25 years later. And Grant and Suzanne, I saw them on the set, but I never got to really interact with them back then. You know, I knew I liked them as people. I could feel it, but I didn't get to spend, I don't even think we had much of a conversation during the filming of the movie. But since the filming, since the horror cons, I've gotten to know everybody. And, you know, there's just something genuine about the people in this movie and the people behind this movie. There's something genuinely creative, honest, fun, and real. And you can't lose with that. You cannot lose.
Mm-hmm.
it's Charlie Kyoto's birthday today.
Oh, really?
No kidding.
Wow.
Nice.
Gotta give him a buzz.
Yeah.
So I get
Yeah,
I get excited. I get excited every weekend that I'm going to go hang out with these guys. It's just they're my family.
Yeah, unlike Harrod, I was lucky enough to be working stunts. I got to work with Grant and Suzanne all the time on
Oh,
the
okay.
film. You know,
A lot friendlier than
Yes.
Harrod. He was kind of aloof, big basketball stuff.
and on the days when there were uh, a couple, three stunt guys on the set, they gave us a big trailer to keep all our gear in, and Grant and Suzanne would come hang out in there with us too
Oh,
sometimes.
nice.
Yeah, it was fun.
And is there anything coming up for you all, like personal stuff, like anything you want to plug, or any other things you're doing besides the Killer Clowns?
I might have a little show that's going to happen with my friend Jill Sholin. We might be doing this little kind of talk show.
Oh, wow.
So it's called Sugar and Scream. We'll see.
Ooh, okay, I like that.
Oh, go ahead, guys.
Oh, no, go ahead. Well, I was just going to say I'm mostly retired now,
Okay.
so I don't go looking for work. I still get calls because I kind of fell into a niche of being known as a driver, stunt driver. So most of my career was doing car commercials and things, aside from films. But now I fell into this weird thing of driving all the new cars at dealer conferences, just and it's funny because it's almost like hanging out like us doing the conventions. I do car shows and I work with other drivers who I've been working with for 30, 40 years, so it's like we go do these shows, hang out, and that we're already friends, and
Okay.
I don't even have to get beat up anymore when I do this.
Well, for my part, I kind of shifted most of my energies behind the camera some years back. So
Oh, nice.
the last movie that I produced was a little movie, a Nicolas Cage movie called called Willy's Wonderland.
Oh, yeah.
Which, when I actually went and pitched it to get funding for it, I pitched it as Pale Rider meets Killer Klowns From Outer Space, and everybody seemed to like that a lot. And that's kind of the vibe of it. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's really fun. If you like Killer Klowns, you probably like it. COVID was kind of not that good. Made it pretty tough on the independent film business, and of course the strikes aren't helping much right now. But if everything goes well, my next film is going to be called Neponsit Circle. It's a crime thriller starring Guy Pearce and Jeffrey Dean Morgan, and looks like Martin Sheen and Lake Bell, and yeah.
Wow. Okay.
And I'll probably, I'll usually end up, playing something in it, but I don't know what at this point. This, depending on who we cast, then somebody will say, well, why don't you play that guy? So I'll probably play something in it, but for a few days, but we'll see. So we're crossing our fingers that we'll start shooting pretty soon.
Nice. Okay. And what about you?
I'm down here. I'm down here in the border of Mexico in Douglas, Arizona, building some kind of a strange world. Art cars, museums, monuments to creativity, just a weird, wacky place. And I'm also doing movie stuff. But ironically, I haven't been asked to play any other horror characters or really anything, which is surprising. I mean, nothing. But I don't sit around waiting for the phone to ring. I'm just doing so much shit all the time.
Yeah.
But I'm more doing documentaries, which my friend nicknamed brocumentaries because there's no money in making brocumentaries. But It's sort of like being an ambassador for what you believe in,
Okay.
and or the subject that you're covering. You're sort of like an expert ambassador for the world, but you don't get paid for that because that's not as valuable as the latest Marvel Comics film that's coming out, that type of thing is what we're up against. And it's just become so monopolized now that if you're an independent filmmaker or producer or even actor, I mean, it's tough. It's tough out there, but you can't worry about it. You just got to keep doing your thing. And so anybody wants to see what we're doing down here, Douglas, Arizona, Art Car World, come check it out. And anybody out there that's got deep pockets that is liking what you're hearing here, why don't you reach out to the Kyoto brothers and say you'll put up the financing to license Killer Clown, and let's do it.
Yes, we need a second film, like definitely. Like the fans have been craving a second film for a long time now.
Let's do it. Come on, let's go.
They just made the new Evil Dead film, so hopefully our turn will be coming up soon.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Well, I want to thank you all for doing the show. Happy 35th anniversary of Killer Klowns, and thank you all again for doing this. This has been so much fun. Like, I love the movie, and yes, this has been a blast. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
You.
Okay,
you
I'll
for
see you
asking.
guys this weekend.
I'll see you guys tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Right on, that's right.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't land until midnight, so I'll see you Friday.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll see you Friday as well. I'm late.
I'll see you
Friday morning, coffee.
Okay. I love you
All
guys.
right, see you guys. Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
Thanks a lot.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much.
Bye.